of us do nothing.
We look away. We remain calm.
We are silent.
We take refuge in the hope that the disaster won't happen.
We just turn back to our own individual concerns.
Indifferent to the future of humankind, we grow indifferent to one another.
We drift apart.
We grow cold.
But if at once we shook off our lethargy and fatigue,
and we began to act,
it could all change.
the prologue, in which every man introduces himself to the audience.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Everybody. Now I can see what you're thinking straight away. The play is entitled Everyman. So why am I introducing myself as Everybody? A point that I took up with the play's director on the very first day of rehearsals. I said to her, why am I called Everybody when the play is titled Everyman?
Inclusivity, dear, it's company policy.
So why not Everybody Recycled?
Because it's Everyman Recycled. The medieval everyman story recycled for the 21st century. Clever, eh?
I suppose so. But how do you want me to play this role in? You'll have to give me some help with motivation. It's going to be a very tricky representing everybody, don't you think?
Just let the character develop as it progresses, dearie.
Yes, but do I play the role as male or female?
Both.
Both?
Yes, both. Part male and part female.
So am I rich or poor?
Both. You're everybody. Rich in some terms, but poor in others. As I said, you're everybody, darling.
So there you have it. That's why I'm everybody. I could be your brother or I could be your sister, your next door neighbour or complete stranger. In short, I represent you and me. I represent everybody.
Scene 1. Here begins the treatise of how the great planet Earth summons everybody to give an account of how they are conducting their lives in the world in respect of its skies, oceans, beasts, birds and plants, and all this in the manner of a moral play.
Dear audience, you need to listen to me. I've been fracked and fractured, as you can see. Humans pump and dump and cut and burn. When will you ever simply live to learn? Everywhere I'm choked with waste and spray. Plastics clog, ice melts, while your governments delay. More birds, beasts and fauna now breathe their last. Forgetting and spending, you lot want everything fast. You gasp for a moment at the faraway news of floods and droughts and express concerned views. But not in your backyard do you spill and drill. After all, you know your charity will foot the bill.
Is the whole play written in rhyming couplets?
That's what plays sounded like in medieval times. Most plays were written in rhyming couplets. We're using the idea of the medieval morality play, Everyman, written in the 1500s or somewhere like that. So, in the original play, God sends death to every man to account for his life and his sins, but in our version, planet Earth, sent for you, everybody.
I know that. I know what the director said. I just didn't know that it was going to be in rhyming couplets.
Some parts are in rhyming couplets and some parts aren't. Gives it a more authentic feel. Anyway, I've got a job for you, everybody. It's Judgment Day for humanity, and you have an important journey to undertake this very day.
Today,
Yes.
A journey. What journey? I don't have any plans on going anywhere today.
I've given you every opportunity to mend your ways, but doesn't seem like you're taking a blind bit of notice. So, you've got 24 hours, no longer. I want a detailed account of your stewardship of my resources.
24 hours.
You and your friends have a lot of fancy words to describe me. Paradise, utopia, Shangri-La, the Garden of Eden. But let's see exactly what you've done with my precious resources. Bring me evidence to support your case. I want a detailed account of your stewardship of this planet. You can bring witnesses, as many as you want, to speak up in your defence, but you've only got 24 hours.
Me? But why me? Why are you picking on me? I'm busy at the moment.
What's your name?
You know my name. My name is Everybody.
Exactly. So that's why I'm choosing you. Because you're everybody, and this climate crisis involves everybody.
But can't it wait for another day? Can't you come back next week?
No.
Better still, come back next year. I'll be ready for you then.
No.
Anyway, it's the weekend. I can't go with you now. I've got plans this weekend.
Everybody, mate, are you ready for the weekend? We're going to have a party.
See what I mean?
It's Saturday, the best day of the week. So we'll go off to Drake's Circus and get those jeans that you wanted.
Yes.
And then we can have a late brunch of burger and chips with chili dips. A bag of t-shirts and Nike trainers. Then come round to my place for a drink. A perfect day.
Just a harmless bit of fun.
Hey friends! What do you think of this? Just popped into my inbox. A weekend break at Turtle Paradise! An all-inclusive holiday resort by the Aegean Sea.
They have the cheek to call it Turtle Paradise. Not for the turtles who have to pay the price. Driven from their ancient home in the Aegean Sea for a weekend all-inclusive offer for you three.
Oh, never mind that. There's a discount ticket to SeaWorld. That saves the day. There's a turtle in a glass box for us there on display.
Why does this turtle foolishly yearn to swim free again? It doesn't seem to appreciate its captivity's financial gain.
Well, it's safe, isn't it? From fishing nets, casting and hunters.
And this resort's got an 18-hole golf course.
Do you not realise that an average golf course uses as much water as 60,000 people?
And a happy hour from 7 to 9 where you can eat all you want.
While half the world goes hungry.
That sounds like paradise to me.
I'll book it. Put it on the plastic. Live now, pay later. After all, there's no tomorrow.
Definitely no tomorrow if you carry on like this.
But Earth, what we're doing, no damage to the environment, just enjoying ourselves. So come back next year, Earth.
What's going on? Is planet Earth trying to blame you for all the mess? We don't have any ivory, or frequent flyer points, or American Express.
I can't be solely blamed for our planet's demise. My phone I don't upgrade, my McDonald's supersize. So I'm off the hook, Earth. You should look elsewhere.
You can't wriggle out of this, everybody. Your time is up. This matter is urgent. It has to be dealt with now, today.
Yes, but I've tried to do my bit for the planet. I don't sanction the destruction of the rainforest. I don't own shares in the oil industry. You need to look elsewhere. Surely every little helps. Some difference is made.
This may be true, everybody, but you're the one who buys the products. You're subscribing to the consumer dream. Flat screens, laptops, smartphones, dishwashers, diesel cars, fast food, fast fashion, designer
I
gyms,
can't afford all those things. But all right, I get the picture. I like my little pleasures. But what can I do about climate change? I'm just everybody. I'm nothing special. I can't solve all these problems by myself. I need some help.
You have no choice. Go and find people to accompany you on this journey. People who can provide evidence and support your case.
But how's that?
Go now, everybody. Go straight away. Command the world to listen this very day. Tell them that this journey you must immediately undertake, which in no way may you avoid or forsake. Tell them that humanity must learn to live in a simpler way, so that others can simply live from day to day.
Friends, I need your help. It seems like I've got to make this journey to account for our stewardship of the earth, whether I like it or not. And I've only got 24 hours. But I can't bring friends to support me. You know, explain how I use my green bin and my bike, and that I've volunteered for beach cleaning. So, will you come with me?
Sorry, you can't do it today, it's Saturday.
Me neither. I've just put that weekend break to Turtle Paradise.
Perhaps next week we could come with you.
But not today.
Anyway, we've never really been bothered by that climate change stuff, have we?
But we've done our bit. More than some folks around here.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot on your hands at the moment.
So we'll leave you to it.
Anyway, it's the pre-Christmas sales. We need to go and enjoy those.
I'm sure you'll find someone willing to help you out.
Anyway, didn't your mum marry that lottery winner? He's loaded. He's got enough financial money to make donations to planet Earth. That should shut her up. So we'll see you when we get back.
Have a good trip.
What harm have I ever called planet Earth? I'm boosting the economy for what it's worth. The ads tell me what I buy will make me anew. Express yourself, be first at the head of the queue.
Overconsumption, everybody. You're not buying for need. Acquiring mass-produced goods won't give you the lead.
What's the harm in buying a new pair of jeans? I'm not wrecking the planet by doing that, am I?
Your high street jeans have traversed sea, land and sky, leaving a trail of destruction for your bargain buy, and soon you'll tire of what you've just bought. You'll bin them and a new pair will be sought. The poor and the needy pick up the scraps that are left. It's not only unjust, it's just plain theft. Oh, we need companies who reuse, recycle and repair, and who make stuff that lasts with your loving care. A green economy is what we now need to save us all from this pointless greed.
So what do I do now?
Scene 2, in which everybody seeks help from his family.
I'll go see my father-in-law, Better Body. He's loaded and very serious about climate change.
Quite right, I am. I do take climate change very seriously. Top of my priorities. And by the way, it's no Better Body now. Yeah, just been confirmed in the recent honours list by His Majesty for services to charity and reducing the tax burden of our freedom-loving people by selling off most public services to private companies. But of course, I won't be able to accompany you on this trip of yours because I'm jetting off to I always have a problem with this one. Tetiora tomorrow. Marlon Brando's Echo Island.
Eco.
Please yourself. Marlon Brando's Eco Island. Retreat in Polynesia. Very exclusive club. All 35 luxury villas with their own white sandy beaches. Whoa. Yeah, and of course, we are contributing to the sustainability of this sensitive environmental area. This was Marlon's dream. Sustainability, not exploitation. Not the sort of place for the likes of you, though.
It's all right, that can afford to be so moral.
And I'm reducing my carbon footprints at the same time too.
How are you doing that? You were jetting off around the world.
Purchasing carbon credits. I do it all the time. That way, I can keep my green credentials and offset all my carbon footprints each month. And that means I can use my private jet as much as I like with a clear conscience. I give this organisation called...
Eco?
No. Green Credits UK. A bag full of cash each month. and they plant loads of trees on my behalf, which offsets tons of my CO2 emissions. Then they provide me with a certificate of my green credentials, and that I can show to everybody. Marvellous bloody scheme.
Sounds a bit dubious to me. How do you know that they're doing all this tree planting?
I've got a certificate to prove it. Anyway, I can't stop right now. Got to fly. Best of luck with your journey.
Scene 3, in which everybody seeks help from big business.
What do I do now to make amends? Deserted by both family and friends. I know big business will definitely help me. They've been my friend from the day I was born. They signed me up for my bank, my student loan, my pension and my rental agreement. And, well, they definitely have had my best interest at heart since I was able to tick all the right boxes. And they're always sending me information about their green agenda. So they will surely listen to me.
Listening, my friend. My friend, that's the heart of our brand. On green financing, we take our stand. Always by your side is our motto, you see. But it depends on who pays us the largest fee. Money speaks loudest in the environmental debate. Our shareholders must decide on planet Earth's fate.
Big business, can you help me, please?
Yes, sir. How can we help? Our business was built with the mission statement to help our clients enjoy a better quality of life.
Good, that sounds ideal.
We understand our clients want great products of value, and we always go that country mile to ensure that we deliver them.
Quite so big business, but I need some help. I've got to give an account of how we're treating the planet and its resources.
We are committed to making the world a better place, my friend.
But I can take people with me on this journey, people who can help me demonstrate to planet Earth that humanity hasn't totally mistreated the environment.
As I said, we're committed to making the world a better place for all our shareholders.
What about climate change?
Yeah. Climate change is at the top of our agenda, my friend. Green financing is the great success of our company.
So let's get it clear. Can you come and explain to planet Earth what you are doing as a responsible global organisation to cut carbon emissions?
Always by your side. That's our motto. As I said, it's all about listening to people.
So what exactly are you doing about climate change? What is business contribution to the climate change agenda?
Climate change is one of our top priorities, my friend. No one tries harder to listen to our clients. I think that answers your question, doesn't it, everybody? Before I go, my friend, could I trouble you to complete one of our feedback forms? Easily accessible online. It will only take a few minutes of your time, and we do value feedback from our clients.
I'm beginning to lose all hope. Nobody seems to care. I must return to planet Earth and seek her help.
Scene 4, in which everybody undertakes an intense period of personal research into the global impact of climate change.
Listen, Earth, you keep telling me about this imminent crisis, the climate catastrophe looming over our lives, but I don't see anybody worried about this climate crisis. My friends and my family obviously don't think that's that important because they wouldn't come with me, and big business. They don't seem to be listening to me at all. So what do? Nobody seems to care. It's like we're walking into extinction.
Time for some serious research, everybody. I think you need to expand your knowledge of this global issue. Find out how this climate problem is affecting people around the world.
I have every sympathy with him.
We'll start at the beginning. In the original Everyman play, Everyman quickly reaches a point of despair, just like you, when he realises his family, his friends, all his wealth and possessions are of no use to him on his journey. That's when he encounters a real friend, knowledge, who says he will go with him as a guide on his journey. And with the help of knowledge, Everyman feels ready to undertake his difficult expedition.
You need to remember that the UK is expected to be one of the countries to suffer least from climate change.
The world's poorest, least developed countries will be among those hardest hit.
Most of the burning of fossil fuels took place in the last 70 years.
The world's richest 10% of people are responsible for 50% of greenhouse gas emissions.
And the poorest 50% only for 10%.
The 2015 agreement in Paris was meant to reduce the world's carbon emissions.
Since Paris 2015, the world's UK government has paid £4 billion of taxpayers' money to oil and gas companies. We are paying them to pollute the world. We pay them millions and they pay nothing in tax.
But, like most people, you probably think that the gas and oil companies are investing lots of their huge profits in renewables.
And if you've been listening to their advertising campaigns, you might well think that that is exactly what they're doing.
But no such luck. They put on average less than 3% of their investment into renewables.
The world's poorest communities live on the most fragile land, and they are often politically, socially and economically marginalised.
Making them especially vulnerable to the effects of climate change, whether it's floods or droughts.
The United Nations estimate that by 2050 there could be 200 million climate refugees.
Their homelands will be underwater, and the land that they plant food on will just be barren.
Imagine the trauma of watching your home, your livelihood, your crops, your animals and all your possessions destroyed by fire or water. You don't just live on the earth, everybody. The earth lives in you. If you open yourself to the wisdom of the natural world, you will discover you're neither infallible gods who control the planet, nor are you small, helpless creatures. You are part of nature, part of this amazing world, connected and belonging.
Climate change is bigger than racism, sexism, inequality, famine, war and plague all put together, because the chaos it's bringing is going to supercharge every other problem, particularly world health. Millions of lives would be saved if governments took immediate action.
We are wrecking the earth like burglars who sometimes wantonly wreck a house. We who depend upon it utterly are laying waste to the planet.
Grabbing it, ripping it, scattering it, tearing at it, torching it, slashing at it, shitting on it.
Climate crisis is not just a scientific crisis, it's also a spiritual crisis, because it has allowed you to become disconnected from each other, from the world around you, and from your basic responsibility for all those who come after you.
Climate change
crisis is not bigger.
Grabbing it, ripping it, scattering it, torching it, shitting on it.
Alright, enough. I must go and consult with the government. If half of what I have learned is true, the politicians need to do something about this immediately.
Scene 5, in which everybody confronts the government about their plans to tackle climate change.
Knowledge has given me some questions to ask you about the government's response to the climate crisis.
Our government's track record on climate change is second to none, my friend.
Do you not think that we should be sharing the Earth's finite resources more fairly?
Conservation is at the heart of our government's world-beating stewardship of the natural environment, protecting the countryside, reducing plastic waste and making enormous profits.
But I thought you lot were in favour of fracking.
We are in favour of tax cuts, my friend, keeping money in the pockets of the great British public, giving you the freedom to choose when and where you spend your hard-earned cash.
So no more drilling in the North Sea for oil and gas.
We have helped lower energy bills by investing £9.2 billion into energy efficiency.
So why did you scrap the Green Homes Grant Scheme? That would have helped us make our homes more energy efficient and saved us loads of money.
We believe that the free market and innovation will protect our planet. They've done a cracking job so far. I'm sure you'll agree.
And why did you abolish subsidies for electric cars? I thought you wanted us to switch to greener transport.
We have ploughed billions into offshore wind farms. We're leading the world in that respect, my friend.
But why are you still subsidising fossil fuel production?
We are living in troubled times, my friend. Individual freedom, free enterprise and growth, growth, growth. Those are the most important things, my friend.
You should have started work on this years ago, when scientists began warning us about the dangers of climate change.
I trust we can rely on your vote in the next election, my friend.
You've left it too late, haven't you? If we'd have acted then, perhaps we wouldn't be in such a mess now.
Got to fly. Flying off to COP27 in Egypt. Been wonderful discussing these issues with you.
I think you just want to save your job, not the planet. We're doomed, aren't we? Nobody seems to care.
Scene 6, in which everybody encounters a friend who shows him how to reduce his carbon footprint.
Can I help?
Who the hell are you?
I'm a friend.
Not another bloody friend.
I'm a friend of the earth.
Every person I've met on this journey so far has said that. I'm sick of hearing of it. Politicians have said that they are my friend. Big business has said that to me. But they're offering me no real help at all. Words, words, words. That was all I got from them. So why should I believe you?
Because I can help you.
You can.
Look, I understand the devastation we humans are causing to our Earth. But finding solutions to these problems is very confusing for everybody. What's the point of recycling or not using plastic straws if business and politicians refuse to acknowledge the crisis?
Everybody can make a difference. Adjusting your lifestyle in just small ways can make the difference.
Give me some practical ideas about how I can help to tackle the climate change. 3 ways I can save the Earth.
Ban plastics. Bottles and bags and tiny microbeads discarded in my oceans, rivers and seas, floating masses as big as Texas state, while companies and governments play at debate.
9 million tonnes a year are dumped. By 2050, there will be more plastic in our oceans than sea and the fish.
Stop, I know all this. 50% of plastic is only used once. It takes hundreds of years for plastic to decay.
The albatross flies for miles, its chicks' food to seek, but returns exhausted with plastic round its beak. Rebecca Hoskins showed her film to her Modbury town of plastic-trapped dolphins and seals plastic bound. This Devon town was the first to ban plastic bag use, but all these years later, there's still plastic abuse. Jar is the place to go for food to refill. Take your own jars, then packaging is nil.
All right, so what's your second suggestion?
Conserve water.
By 2030, half the population of the world will be living in areas where there just isn't enough clean water.
Water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Coleridge the poet wrote that, and it makes you think. Planet Earth is blue, but only 3% is fresh to share.
Dirty water kills more than hatred, crime and warfare.
I know this. Turn off your tap when you brush your teeth today. Think twice before you shower, shave or flush away. And your third suggestion?
Reduce waste.
Do you realise, everybody, that the UK wastes almost 10 million tonnes of food every year, and currently less than 1% is recycled for human consumption?
The UK throws away more food than any other country in Europe.
Got to learn to love your freezer, not your bin. Throw away food wastes resources. It's a sin. Only buy what you need and plan ahead.
And if you can't eat it all, freeze it instead.
Okay, I admit I could be more careful with my leftover food, but I always buy wonky veg, so I am trying to make a difference. I know I can do all these small things, and I suspect that there's lots of us doing these small actions all over the world. With our bags for life, using public transport when we can, recycling our glass bottles, cutting down on meat products, growing herbs, switching off the laptop when not in use. But
Scene 7, in which everybody debates the proposition of civil disobedience.
But this isn't enough, is it? That's what you're thinking, isn't it? Individual lifestyle choices don't count for much, do they, in the grand scheme of things, faced with the immense power of the fossil fuel giants and the inertia of governments.
another friend, I suppose.
My name is civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience. So what do you have to say? You want me to go out and make a nuisance of myself and get arrested?
The choice is yours, everybody. But I think you now realise that these small personal changes to our lifestyle, valuable as they are not going to be enough in the middle of this crisis. The richest people heat their homes more than they need, drive more than they need, take more flights than they need, and use more cement to build larger homes than they need. And do we really believe that they are willing to forsake all of these luxuries?
I'm doing my bit. I know perhaps it doesn't amount to too much, but what is the alternative? I'm not in any position to instigate change.
Every time you say that you can't do anything about it, the worse it gets.
But what does it have to do with me all the time, having to make these changes?
That's why you have to persuade politicians to act decisively now.
No one has
They're
faith.
not going to do anything without you and I listening to what they do.
No one has faith in politicians anymore.
That may be true, everybody, but only governments can pass the necessary laws to accelerate the changes that we need. I agree with you, the warnings from scientists should have been acted on years ago.
So what's your answer?
You know my answer, everybody. Action now.
I don't think I've ever taken part in a protest in all my life.
Perhaps now is the time, everybody, for the sake of our children and the planet.
Put your faith in government, everybody. Don't become a loony law-breaking lefty.
Make your opinions known through direct action.
You've got to remember, adjust your lifestyle in small ways can make a difference.
You can trust me when I tell you that climate change is at the top of every politician's priority list.
Each of us has a different part to play in the climate emergency.
Act now, before it's too late.
So what are you going to do, everybody?
Ban plastics, conserve water, reduce waste. I don't know what to do, but I do know that I must do something. What do you think?
What do you think?
The epilogue, in which Greta discusses climate change with a politician.
Is my microphone on? Can you hear what I say? The climate crisis needs system change today.
No, the markets will solve it, just build and buy. Business as usual. We can always tell the old lie that we aren't guilty, you're all to blame.
But the bigger your platform, the bigger your stain. For it's those with the least who will suffer the most, driven from their homelands in hunger and in thirst.
Without caps on our... No, I guess. What? Without caps on our bonuses, we'll keep equality at bay. And your microphone's dead, dear. Can't hear what you say. Business as usual. Let the free markets thrive. Strong borders and strong rules will ensure we survive.
But we need to cooperate. We need to share. We don't have much carbon budget left to spare.
Your microphone's as dead, dear, as a migrant's cry. Let's wrap this up. We have air miles to fly. From Paris to Kyoto, Davos, Glasgow, St. Ives. We'll make a few promises and tell the old lies.
Is my microphone on? Is anyone listening?
Yes, I'm listening, Greta. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
It was 1978 when Margaret Mead said that. And 41 years later, in 2019, Greta Thunberg echoed her words in her book entitled "No One is Too Small to Make a Difference." We'd like to thank you for your kind attention this afternoon and hope that our small performance has not only entertained you but also brought to mind that in tackling the climate crisis, each and every one of us has a very important part to play. The final words must go to Greta.
No one is too small to make a difference.